Hi everybody! Hi Itamar!
Hello.
So we want to cover WestWorld. We want to do some WestWorld videos about season 1. So one of the main themes of the show is the differences, if there are any, between humans and robots. What's the line that separates us from them?
From the machine, yeah.
From the machine. And that theme is apparent from the logo of the show itself, which is basically like the Leonardo da Vinci humanist logo, but as a machine. So are we a machine? Are they us?
This is a great reference by the show, because this humanist, the Leonardo da Vinci human, standing human, is also what that was sent on the spaceship for the aliens. You know?
Right,
so
along with our address.
Yeah, so when the aliens with the
atomic bombs will come.
So when the aliens will find this satellite or whatever, they say, okay, these are humans. It's a nice reference because it also says something about us and what we say about ourselves when we want to meet the aliens or whatever. Like we were always fascinated by our own creations, and we're like very attracted to creations and to
God created us. We want to be God.
Ever since we moved to a different kind of existence, from the forest, the jungle, to farm-like and settlements and stuff like that, we always stretch the boundaries of our creation.
Right.
And this show explores this, not only our creation, but also the fear that comes from our creation.
Because they will kill us all.
Exactly. Like our creation and our advancements in technology, there was always this kind of fear.
Right.
Uneasiness, like the Frankenstein myth, that we will create the monster.
Right.
Using technology.
That will overtake us.
That will overtake us and kill us.
The war against the machines.
Today, the differences between humans and robots are very apparent, but in the show not so much, obviously.
There is this Turing test that is mentioned in the show, like a set of questions that if an AI, an artificial intelligence, answers them correctly, the human that asked them will not be able to differentiate between a human answering them or a machine answering them.
Right.
Like, so if a machine answers these questions, it basically means it passed the test to become like human intelligence.
But even in the show, the robots, they are programmed. They have narratives, they have stories that they have to follow. We are not programmed. We can make choices, different choices that run contrary to our program or narrative. We could do whatever we want.
But no. Are we really that free?
What do you mean?
Are we not programmed by
How
our nature, by our DNA, by our psychology, by the event that
By nurture?
By nurture, the event that shaped our lives that we had no control of.
Right.
And we were, by responding to these events, we were basically in a maze. They checked, the scientists, not me, they checked, like they did an MRI or something like that on the brain functions.
Okay.
And apparently, every thought that you have,
every action that you make,
there is what precedes that is a brain function. I mean, your brain is doing an action, and then you realize, and then you're conscious to that action. So I thought when I saw this Maeve bit, the sequence when she sees like her actions, like and her thoughts, like she realizes she's conscious to her thoughts after they're already in front of her. So I thought it was a good, metaphor to what we have with our brains. Like,
okay, but we differ on memories. We have real memories of stuff that we went through. Their memories have been implanted. We have decided you will remember this. Like Maeve, she remembers her daughter. She doesn't really have a daughter. And Dolores doesn't remember that she killed Bernard and that William is William. And every day is like a new day for her. Everything is erased. So that's a big difference between us and them.
Well, let me ask you. Do you remember the Alamo? Remember the Alamo. That's not your memory. It's not mine too. It's not our memory, but if you ask the Americans, that's part of their collective memory.
Right.
I mean, they need to see themselves that we have the same thing as Jews, like with the Holocaust and Passover. We have to see ourselves as someone who experienced like these events that occurred. We have to see ourselves
as if these events happened to us.
Yeah. When you belong to a certain nation or to a certain tribe or whatever,
community,
a certain community, you have the collective memory of this tribe. That's not your of your community. That's not your memory.
Right.
But
you feel as if it happened to you.
Exactly. You need to feel as if it happened to you. That you were there, and this is an implanted memory. Like when we say our first prime minister is whatever.
Right.
We were born years after he died, but we still remember. It's still part of our collective memory.
Right. Like founding fathers of every nation, you feel some sort of connection to this because you are part of this basically imagined memory.
And this memory is implanted.
Right.
Implanted into our brains using the education system.
And you feel it viscerally as if it's yours, even though it's not.
When I was a kid, sometimes I sat alone in the living room and looked at the door, and I imagined German soldiers.
Really?
Like bursting into the door and through the door and taking me. And I mean, I was like 7 or 8 or something like that. And obviously that never happened to me or my family.
You're very lucky. But actually, now that I think about it, there has been research that shows that we can also implant memories into humans. There was this experiment where they showed people all kinds of pictures of their childhood, and then a fake picture, Photoshop picture of them, like in a balloon, in an air balloon. And they asked them about it, and they said, no, I don't remember. And then 2 weeks later, they came back, and they have formed new memories that are totally fake. I remember my dad put me on his shoulders, so actually we can, our memories are also not very reliable.
You can't trust your memories. We also repress a lot of memories that we have. To forget something that did happen to you, like Dolores. She can't remember she's the mass murderer and she killed her creator.
Right.
In the same way that, a lot of people just forget about stuff they did, like painful memories.
Right, like trauma, sometimes you need like hypnosis and stuff to remember stuff that's there, but you just can't reach it. So it's basically kind of like the robots. Okay, but they live in loops. Every day is similar, exactly the same. They do exactly the same thing every day.
That's true for most people.
Okay, but we have morals. They don't have morals. They are robotic things. We can think what is right, what is not right, philosophize about it for 2,000, 3,000 years. Think about that shit.
Morals, come on. Morals is the story we tell ourselves to sleep better at night.
But Itamar, I can hear my thoughts inside my own head. I hear it, I think, therefore I am. Checkmate.
They hear that too. They hear their own thoughts.
But they play roles. One day you are the father of Dolores, then you are out, and someone else who was the bartender, he's the father, and she's a mom, and now she runs a haberdashery and stuff, and so basically they change roles. So what are they? They are not one thing. If they are today, they are this, and then they are some other thing. And we are we. I am me.
You are you, but when you take your kid from the kindergarten, you're her parent. But when in the but when every other weekend when you go to your parents, you're the kid. And then when at work, you can be the boss. But then when you come back home, you're the husband, and you can be the lover, and you can be the friend, and you can be the parent, and you can be, we our identity and our roles. We even have we wear different hats, and every hat is basically a different role that we play, and we're different in that role. Like
we are.
When I'm a teacher, I'm very different. When I'm sitting with my friends, and
you're very different, right?
Yeah, very very different. So.
Okay, but everything in their life and in their world is not real. It's a figment of our imagination, of their imagination. It's not real. nothing is real. Their jobs, their friends, their memories, their stories, their goals in life, their sense of selves, it's not real. Any of it.
Yeah, that's true. But when you think about it,
I don't want to think about it anymore.
that's why they make the show, for simpletons like you to think about it. So when you think about it, like how real are our lives? Is our lives? According to science, according to quantum physics, everything around us is like empty space. 99% of empty space. This is empty space. For some reason, like we are programmed to see only large or medium objects.
But I can feel it, I can sense it.
That's part of the illusion, according to even Buddhism. Like we've been thinking about for
Is this real life?
thousands of years as a species, we were thinking about the illusion of life that we are not perceiving, we are not seeing. We're not seeing reality as it is, but only as it's perceived, being perceived by our own senses,
which lie to us.
So basically, even our own lives, even our own reality is an illusion. We do not perceive reality as it is.
So what is it good for? Everything. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, but even though you're right about all of this, our lives as humans are still worth more than their lives. We can kill them, we can terminate them, we can do all this kind of shit, and you cannot kill and terminate a person without suffering the consequences, so we believe that our lives are still worth more.
Yeah, but Anthony Hopkins or Ford, he doesn't agree with you.
And he created this spark.
So the guy that created these robots think that their lives are worth more.
Why?
Because he kills everybody at the end of it.
In order to save the robots and give them freedom.
Yeah.
Okay, you convinced me, because now that I think about it, even when we as viewers watch the show, are we rooting for the robots or are we rooting for the humans? Basically, we're rooting for the robots. So we ourselves identify more with the robots on the show than with the humans. So basically, that means that there is no difference, that everything is lost, and if they're going to kill us, maybe they will rightfully do that, because we've been bad, very, very bad.
Not all of us. No.
So basically, what you're saying is that life is an illusion, nothing is real.
What I'm saying...
Life is meaningless.
That's true. What I'm saying is that the show did a good job. The show did a good job walking on this thin line between us and them and the robots. That even the robot that is working with other robots, Bernard,
and
humans, doesn't know about himself that he's a robot.
Right.
And even his girlfriend, the corporate...
That was like a casual relationship. It wasn't a committed relationship. So
yeah, but even she slept with this guy, and it wasn't like...
Be careful with the microphone.
She slept with him and she didn't notice that he's a robot.
Right. The way he smells, the way he acts, that's the most primal thing ever.
That's passion.
That's more than Turing, I think. That's a little bit more.
That's Turing XXX.
And then there was this Asian guy that he was a human, but then he started to doubt himself. Maybe I'm a robot. So how can they tell? Okay, so what does all this mean for season 2? Okay.
So they will go through the same process that we just did here in this video. They will try to explain themselves the differences between them and the humans, in order to justify maybe their superiority over us.
So let's wrap it up. Hi everybody. Hi Itamar.
Disable all morphed functions. Okay, so if you like this video, like, subscribe to our channel. We have some more WestWorld videos coming up. And check out our Patreon page at gotacademy/Patreon. No, patreon.com/gotacademy. Disable all motor functions. Disable all motor functions.